Hello, everyone. Hi. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Teaching Disney YouTube channel, and welcome to the new live series that I'm having on my channel, which is Dancing with the Stars weekly recap. I have an awesome guest today who I'm going to bring in just a minute, but I want to apologize first for delaying it by 45 minutes. I know I said it was supposed to start at 8, and I am so sorry. I ran into some school stuff and just got home, so we hopped on as soon as possible, but I just wanted to apologize. So, but I have a special guest, and we're going to get into all of the Dancing with the Stars things and why we like Dancing with the Stars. But let me bring in my special guest, and it is Gina. This is my best friend. You've probably seen her on my YouTube channel a little bit, especially when I was first starting out. She's one of the OGs. So Gina, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
I don't know what else to say besides Gina.
I don't know. Why do you like Dancing with the Stars, and when did you first start watching Dancing with the Stars?
Well, like you, I've been a dancer like my entire life. So, you know, I feel like that's just, if you have a show about dancing, like, and you're a dancer, you're going to watch the show, right? And then you just grow attachments to people. Like, you grow attached, especially the pros, like, there are certain pros that you definitely grow attached to. So, yeah, I feel like that's just, it's just fun to watch because, like, also, like, kind of know what's going, we know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know that I've talked too much about it on my channel before, but if you guys don't know, I have danced like literally my entire life. This is actually the second year that I am not, well, really the first, because I don't have my grit dance anymore. I have grit photography now. So, this is my first year where I am not dancing like at all. So it's like a big adjustment for me. And I know I think it's your second year, right, Gina?
Yes, COVID kind of messed it up, but yeah.
Oh yeah, COVID. I forgot because I still taught dance during COVID. But So we were both on my school's dance team. Shout out to York YCP for our dance team. That's how we met. And so she knows a lot about dance. I know a lot about dance, and she actually got me back into the show. I watched it when I was younger and then kind of fell off when I went to college and a little bit before I exited high school. But then she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch the announcement," and I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And we woke up at 8 a.m. and we watched the announcement.
And I still do that. Well, now obviously I'm up for work, but yeah, I still watch. Yeah.
I couldn't watch it this year, and I was kind of sad, but I watched it after the fact. I went on because Disney Plus had it, so I had it on. And if you're watching, definitely say hi in the chat. We'd love to talk to you about all things Dancing with the Stars and everything. So this is Gina's first ever live stream. So welcome, Gina, to the live show. Anything that happens is we chuck it up to live TV here.
Live TV.
Live TV. It's like a version of TV. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a weekly recap of basically week 1 of Dancing with the Stars and all the pros and all the new things. Someone did go home week 1, which is unusual for the past few seasons, which I don't know how you feel about it.
I don't like it.
I definitely had some thoughts about it, especially who went home. I was like, oh, really? Like, I don't know. I didn't really agree with it. But let's start from the top of the show. Jordan Sparks and Brandon had a cha-cha. What did you think of it?
So I love the pairing. I think it's a really good pairing, Jordan and Brandon. I think it was a good like, it was a good first week dance. Like, it was solid. Like, there was nothing bad about it. Obviously technique could work on, but it's week 1, so like, what else would you expect from that?
Yeah.
Apparently she said she's never had dance experience, so
which shocked me.
Me too. Like, I know she's obviously a singer, but I guess she never like danced with any of that before. I think it was good. I do think, well, because she started the show, her scores are going to be lower because that always happens. People in the beginning get lower scores. So like, seeing comparing her to like other people that had the same score as her later on, she should have gotten higher. But
100%.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think that they definitely started off low, and then as it went on, and they were like, "Oh wait, some people are really
good." Yeah.
They were like, and they were like, "Oh, like maybe we should have like maybe we should be giving higher scores." But honestly, I'm surprised that they gave out such high scores this.
Well, they even said that during, I think, the show that they normally don't.
Yeah.
But then, like, obviously, when we get to it, like, there's someone who's really good. So, like.
Yeah.
And because she got 6, like, she got like 2 6s and 2 7s or something like that.
Yeah, she got a total of 26. So, Carrie Ann gave her a 7. Len and Derek gave her 6s, and then Bruno gave her a 7.
I think she should have gotten all 7s.
I think so too. I think she had a really good dance. I did have some notes that she was stiff, and it felt like she was rushing it just a little bit, and then that she also had great lines. I loved her lines.
And I just it was fun to watch. Like, it wasn't like it was.
It definitely was entertaining.
Yeah. So I just feel like she should have got, like, compared to other dances later, like, she should have gotten all 7s personally. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
100%. I agree. Hi, Emily. Hi. Love to have you here. Definitely, if you have opinions about some of the dances, definitely feel free to chime in. Even if you don't know anything about dance, we love to hear what other people have to say. But I also loved her costuming. I thought it was
it was cute,
so good.
Yeah,
it had like a little bit of a like rainbow kind of theme to it, and
like the fringe at the bottom of the skirt that like shook with it. Like, yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
good choice.
I was surprised though at some of the dance choices throughout like the dance. They weren't like consistent. Like sometimes there's always like someone's either doing a foxtrot or a tango. Like they always try to keep it consistent, I feel like. But as the night went on, I was like, oh wait, why are you doing like this random Vietnamese
There were a lot of cha-chas. But
yes,
like,
there were
and
a
those
lot
like
of
random
cha-chas.
like jives. Like 2 random jives. I think there was at least 2 Vietnamese waltzes.
Yeah.
Which it was just like, none of them really, like, they usually, I don't know. It was just like a little random.
I wonder who decided that though, because normally it's the producers that decide the song choice and the style, but they let them pick the song choice this week.
But I kind of feel like because it's Disney Plus now, like they can do more things with it, if that makes sense. And they have a better budget, like 100% a better budget.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly, I know people like did not like the Disney Plus decision. I actually really liked it. I think it was like 1,000 times better.
I think so too. I love that there was no commercials.
Oh shit,
they like had as much time, even though they were kind of rushing them. They did have as much time as they needed for each couple.
The and ending they had the ability to like do the things they wanted to do. Like they finally were able to have a troupe again. Even though like the first episode you're not gonna see that much of them. Like later on we'll actually see more of them, but like they were able to do more.
What did you while we're on the troupe? What did you think of the troupe this year? Because I'm pretty sure they're all new.
Ezra's not. He was there last.
Oh, Ezra was on last season, right?
Yeah. And then one of them is the reigning So You Think You Can Dance winner.
Okay.
And I don't know who the other 2 are, but I think they're good. Like I have nothing against any of them.
Yeah. I thought the one girl looked like a Barbie. Not gonna lie, it kept popping up in my head. I was like, she looks like a Barbie. Like she looks really like plastic for some reason.
So, like, you know how like you can like sometimes you like know who the people are just to like dance.
Yeah.
I know Ezra and the other girl's Alexis, but then the other 2 I've never heard of in my entire life. So like, good for them. Like, hopefully, if I don't actually know them, that means they're probably starting off. So good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm actually shocked because I don't watch So You Think You Can Dance, and I know Coco, who we'll get to later, is from So You Think You Can Dance. So I'm shocked that the reigning winner was not chosen for a partner and was chosen for the troupe instead.
Well, it's because she's like not as like she literally just won like a month ago, or 2 months ago. Like so she's still, I don't know. I feel like she's still not necessarily like in the field. I don't know. In the set, like Coco was like she didn't win. She got like runner up a couple of years ago before COVID. But she's been like doing all this type of stuff for like a while. And one of them was on tour, I feel like, with Dancing with the Stars at one point. Like as like an extra girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't watch So You Think You Can Dance. I never have. I don't know why.
My mom watches it. It's the only reason why I got into that one too. Honestly, Dancing with the Stars, my mom was into too. So that's why, like,
yeah,
she 100% got me into this. Yeah.
So the next one is Sam and Cheryl, and they have a foxtrot.
Yeah,
and what did you think of that?
I thought it was cute. I thought it was sweet. Like, honestly, he did way better than I thought he was going to.
Yeah.
It was definitely like she played it safe, like with the dance, but I think it was really sweet. Like there was like, obviously he's not the greatest dancer, but like that's the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And I'm happy because I did watch the Good Morning America special where he was like, "Oh, I never wanted to do it. I'm so nervous."
Yeah.
And I thought it was really sweet that he got paired with Cheryl.
Yeah, that was cute.
Who is like a Dancing with the Stars like icon. And that she came back I heard in an interview that she came back specifically to partner with him.
That makes sense because like she's on TikTok a lot. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but she's mentioned a couple of times like she's getting to the end of her.
Yeah, and that's why I was
like,
so surprised we have so many older pros coming back. I was like, what the heck is this? But I think it's really because they want the title of, oh, I was on the first Disney Plus.
I also think Disney can pay for that. like Disney can afford it.
Yeah.
I also did see that one of the original producers, like from the beginning of the show, came back this year for like this whole new. So I think that also probably helped with the whole bringing back old pros as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I noted that from Sam and Cheryl, Sam Champion from Good Morning America, that he had some missteps. Like they were kind of obvious. Like when he would mess up, he made it very, very known. And then they had like some odd bend back. I was like, what the heck was that? Like it was very like awkward and very, very odd. Like not very Cheryl Burke-esque. But he did have a very nice smile. He got he got all fives, and so he got 20, which put him
I feel like that was a good score
for him.
I feel like that was a good score for him. Like it was definitely an easy dance. Like but I think it was it was not bad. It was average. 5 is average. It was average. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for his age and his like experience, I think that was like very smart on her. But I do think it was like I was kind of bored from it. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, I liked it solely because it was just so sweet. Like that's why I don't think I got bored. Just like he just looked happy to be there, and it just like warmed my heart. And I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Then next up was Heidi and Artem. Hardy D'Amelio. Why am I having trouble pronouncing things? Heidi D'Amelio and Artem Chazovsky, who I love. I love Artem. Anything Artem does is gold to me because he's now married to one of my favorite celebrities ever. So
Nikki, right?
Yes, Nikki Bella. They're officially married. So they actually got married right before the show.
Yeah, I saw his Instagram. I follow on Instagram, so I saw his Instagram post. But yeah, I feel like she also had an average dance. Like she was, from being like a competitive dancer 25, 30 years ago. I have no idea actually how long ago, but like, I think it was a solid dance. Yeah. I think it was what I was expecting.
Yeah, and they did a cha-cha. I did notice it was very clean, but I did think it was kind of slow, especially for a cha-cha where we're used to it being like
probably
super fast and like super like sassy. I didn't feel like they had like a good
I think she needed to like attack it a little more. Like she didn't like it was just like the energy was like, especially like when she was like shaking her butt, like she just like like really
like okay, she was girl, all right, you're a mom, but okay, and your daughter's literally on the show, but okay.
Yeah, I just think she needed to attack it a little more. But like, I think it was a good, like, it was a solid dance.
Oh
It
yeah.
was,
She got, and I did think the scores were a little low compared to what they end up being.
what did she get?
She got all 6s.
I think she probably could do like 2 7s.
I
Like,
thought it was 7s worthy. I didn't think it was like I didn't think it was any better than Jordan's or any worse than Jordan's.
I would have, yeah, that's true. Because Jordan got 2 7s, right?
Jordan got 2 7s and 2 6s. So
I would have given,
I
you're
had
getting the same.
expected something of the same. And then the judges didn't really like critique her as to like why she got 7s or 6s.
The only
and not
thing
7s.
I would say it wasn't as fun to watch as Jordan. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't give it 2 7s. But
Yeah.
like, I do. But like, I think, yeah, like technique wise and all of that stuff, it was very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those were the first 3 dances, and then we got to talk to a little bit to Tyra and a little bit to Alfonso Rivera. So how do you feel about the new hosts?
It's 1,000 times better than just Tyra. Like, I don't want to.
I love Tyra, so I don't know why people hate on her.
It's because she like takes a lot of the attention for herself, which is like fine to an extent because you are a host, so you obviously attention is going to be on you. But like sometimes it's too much.
I will say she did not change her outfit at all this year.
I don't think she had time. There was no time.
No.
Like, but I do like. I liked like the split, and it reminded me of old Dancing with the Stars, which like is what we grew up watching.
Yeah.
So like it made me happy to have like the 2 hosts.
Yeah. And I loved Alfonso on there.
He's
loved him.
Been.
I just wanted more of him. I was like, come on, break out the Carlton. Do it. Especially
I'm
when
sure he will
danced,
at some point.
I was like, expected, I don't know what I expected, but it just kind of fell short. And I was like, expected him to bring something up or bring something back.
Yeah, I'm assuming he will at one point. He has a whole season.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
But I do
if the
like
Carlton doesn't come out this season, I am going to be disappointed. I will just say that.
I do like the new hosting situation, though. I do.
Oh, yes. I think they did. I think if they just left it with just Tyra, it definitely would have been like, they would have gotten not great reviews because I feel like the biggest criticism, not only did they get rid of Tom Bergeron, and that was a huge criticism last year, but I think also the Tyra criticism and exactly what you said, like that she takes a lot of the attention and the outfit changes were just like too much at times.
Yeah, because they were like at one point it was like she was changing outfits every commercial break.
Oh, yeah.
Which was like, I understand you are a model or you were a model of fashion, you're a type person, but like every commercial, it's like a little excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then next we had, so 4th that went up was Daniel and Britt, and Daniel is deaf.
First of all, it's just so impressive to me. I understand they can feel it, but it's just so impressive to me, like that you're on. Like he did not mess up for music at all. Like he had every beat.
He was right on it.
And it's so impressive. I know we had like a deaf. What's his name? Niall DeMarco or something like that.
Yeah.
He was the deaf model or something. Did he win? I think he won.
I don't know if he won, but he definitely made it to the top 3.
Yeah. I really liked his dance. And like I loved it.
I loved
like,
it. I honestly thought it was one of the best from the night. I think it was better than Charlie D'Amelio's, which they called the best dance of the night. Honestly, I thought it was I thought it was a little bit better.
Technically, no.
No, not technically.
But
he did have a lot of like
what did he
technique in there. Like it was a big dance. Like she didn't just give him stuff to make her look good. Like she gave him stuff for him to do.
What type of dance was it? Do you know what that was?
It was a tango.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I feel like when they did that whole Good Morning America segment, I feel like I remember someone saying that he used to be like a Broadway actor. I could be wrong. But like in that sense, it would make sense with the dancing.
I don't remember that. I do know he was on Switched at Birth. And then I don't think it was Broadway, but he is an Oscar nominee. He was in Coda,
There was just something that made him seem
Academy Award.
Yeah. There was just something that made it seem like he has danced before. They didn't say package, but he's definitely has danced. I don't know if it was Broadway, but it was something. He's definitely danced before.
Yeah. I would 100% say he's probably danced before. He was just so good, and he really like came out. I think he was the first one that really came out and was like, I got this. Like, I'm going to blow this out.
Which also blows your mind that he's freaking deaf and like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And their costumes were like bright
green. The lime green, yeah.
Yes, which I was like, who on earth picked that? That was like the worst color choice for him.
I have no idea.
But they ended up they got the highest score at the time, which was 3 7s and a 6. Glenn gave him a 6.
Yeah, Glenn, like the middle of the show, got like something, I don't know, something was wrong with him like the middle of the show. He was not nice to anybody. Like literally nobody. And it made me, I couldn't fast forward because it was live, but I wanted to fast forward through it because it makes me angry. But
yeah. I don't know what was
something
he
switched
always
in him.
has something though, like.
But he was nice to like the first 3 people, and then like he got on, and then it was like he was saying something not very nice to everybody else until the end.
Yeah, I didn't think he was mean to Daniel though.
He wasn't mean to Daniel, but this is like.
It was I think it was the next person we're going to talk about, which was Jesse James Decker. I think that's when he started to get like really annoyed.
And he started getting, and then like there's like people after that he started being mean to, and I just don't get it. Like, why you have to be mean?
Yeah, I don't know, but do you think like that Daniel, cuz I was a big proponent that the last guy that was on, I didn't really think he was that great. Like, to be honest, I thought
the last guy.
What?
What are you talking about?
The last stuff guy that was on.
Oh, yeah.
The model. I forget what his name is. But I think PETA was his partner. And I think that PETA gave him choreography that made him look good. But it wasn't very content heavy. And I mean, all the stars were doing that. And they always do it with the males. Where they just like, they do all the work. And they don't give them as much content. Which I feel like Britt did not do. Which I really liked. But
that's when you know you have a good male celebrity, when the females don't have to do that.
Yeah,
like Whitney didn't have to do it with Alfonso.
Yeah, but I feel like the last guy got to the end because of his disability.
Yeah, and I actually appreciate, not that I don't like, I don't really know if appreciate's the right word, but like that they didn't make it that big of a deal, because with the last guy they made it such a big deal.
Yeah, like, and that's what I want to know, like, going forward. I'm wondering if they will keep harping on it, because I was like, I understand the first episode, like, you want to make it known to people that don't know that he is deaf, blah 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 blah. I don't want them to keep harping on it to the point where it's like really annoying, and it's like, okay, you're just trying to do this to get votes for the sympathy. Like,
yeah, it's definitely very impressive. Like, that's not even, I don't even know. Like, it's just really impressive to be able to do that. But I agree. It's like, if you keep, like, anybody's disability of any sort.
Oh yeah.
Or not even just disability, anyone's homecomings. To be anything.
Like the one that we're gonna get to, I honestly, like, one that was at the very end, which you probably know from watching it. I was not impressed by it the way that the judges and everyone else in the room were impressed by it, and I didn't really think it was that great, to be honest.
So, do you know anything about
the limitations? I was like, yeah, it's amazing considering their limitations, but were they comparable to someone that like they outscored? I was like,
that ends up happening a lot in Dancing with the Stars, though. Those types of things happen a lot.
Yeah. So Daniel and Britt ended up getting a 27, which I was so happy for Britt that she has like a pretty good partner this year. Because
she always gets stuck with like the old men. So
yeah, she always gets stuck with the old men, and she's so cute and so fun. So
yeah, I'm happy for that. I think they're a good partnership too.
Yeah,
she also seems like she's
that I was like, really? Like, that's what you went with? Like,
but she just seems to be like willing also to like to learn how to like speak with him using sign language, which is which is like really admirable as well. Which obviously you have to at some point because your partner's deaf. Like you have to be. I just thought it was really like I think I like that partnership a lot, and I think he's gonna make it to like top 5 at least.
Oh, I 100. Yeah. I will be very shocked if he does not make it to the top 5.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like, he's not the most famous person. Like, so that's the only reason why I don't think that he might not make it that far.
Yeah,
but he should make it that far.
He should.
With week 1, we have no idea what next week's gonna bring, but with this past week,
yeah. So the next one was Jesse James Decker and Alan.
Yeah, they were okay. I didn't love it. Didn't hate it. It was just.
I made very critical comments because, and I don't know why, she just bothered me. She bothered me from the start. She was like, my famous football husband. I'm like, girl, your husband's not that famous in football. Like,
but like, did you know her name before this?
I knew her based on, I forget why, they had a reality TV show on E. And that's why I knew her.
I just know the name. That's I feel so like to me
I didn't know her because of her husband. I was like,
he is a famous football player. He's a little older now, but he is a very famous football player. Like, I have never seen any of their reality shows or anything like that, but I still know who they are. Like, you know,
so, I knew who they were. I don't know why I know who they are.
Honestly, don't really know why I know who they are either, but I just know the name. Like Jesse James, like, oh yeah, Jesse James Decker. Like,
so they did a cha-cha, and I thought her face was the most distracting thing ever. All she did like the whole time was.
I didn't think she knew how to like use it.
I know, and I was like, close your mouth.
She was just trying. Like, I think she was trying to do what she saw other people do. Mm-hmm. So, like, in that sense, like, good for her for trying. I'd rather her do that than do nothing.
Yeah, but I feel like normally if you don't know what to do, you just smile. But, like,
she wanted to do more than smile.
Jaw, and I was like, what are you, like, doing? But it almost looked like she was, like, trying to mouth the words to the song and, like, sing the song.
So she's a singer, so maybe, like, she could have been trying to do that, too, because I feel like a lot of singers, like, obviously they want to sing. So, yeah. I personally didn't love the choreography for this one. Yeah.
I thought it was, I wrote down distracting face, very messy, very hunched. Like she was very like
as I'm sitting here like this right now.
Yeah. and then I also wrote pity mom story.
Interesting.
Because in her package, she like complained about how like she can't get enough practice time in. She's a mom first, so if they need something, like she's gonna drop it and go. So which I was like, okay, like that's like every mom, I feel like. So I don't understand why you're like what are you getting? I feel like I
don't have a comment for that unless if she uses it again. Like it's just the first week, so like she might just be like her family is a very big part of her life, obviously.
Yeah.
So, unless if she keeps using it, then I feel like that's when there's like an issue.
I don't know. When I watched it, I was just like, what is with like what? Like, are you using this as an excuse in case you don't do well?
I feel like we need to.
She was like, I juggle like so many things, and I'm like, yeah, that's like any mom, girl. Like, wake up. You're not special, but except that you have millions of dollars and probably hire a nanny. Like
we don't know that though. We can't like.
We don't know that, but like, I mean, her husband was there, and where were the kids? They weren't there.
I thought they were there.
Were they?
There were little kids in the front row. I assumed they were hers because I don't know who else has kids that were that young, but. I could be wrong. I just thought I saw them, but
I know she definitely didn't bring all of them because I think she has like 3 or 4 kids, and one of them's like a baby. So she definitely didn't bring a baby.
Yeah.
But
maybe the older one. I don't know how old.
Yeah, maybe
he or she is.
Now I'm like questioning myself. Did I see them?
I could be very wrong though. So I did see a kid there though, and I don't know who else's kid would be there.
Yeah. Well, she got all 5s, which was a 20, which put her.
I feel like that was for what the dance was. That was a good score. It was a good score.
Yeah, she tied with Sam Champion. Honestly, I thought at this point when they gave her all 5s, I was like, oh, clearly they're not giving below a 5 on the first
Don't get me started.
episode.
Is this the next one?
No.
Who's next? Oh, dang it.
Teresa and Pasha are next, and they did a tango. So I think they were the second people to do a tango. So I compared their tango to the person that went before them.
Yeah,
Daniel
it was not good.
And Brits.
It was not good. I personally never seen. We are both from New Jersey, but I've never seen Real Housewives of New Jersey. Have you?
I have not seen them because I honestly don't consider them Jersey.
But I have seen, I've seen her online before.
Yes.
Especially she just got married, so I've seen her wedding online before. That was a big thing online. But I actually had higher expectations of her and so she did not live up to those expectations whatsoever.
No.
I don't know why. Some reason in my head, I thought she was going to be okay. She was going to be pretty good. But
yeah, I don't know why. I thought the same thing. I was really shocked when she came out and she was absolutely garbage. And I was like, what the heck? Oh my gosh.
And I 1,000% agree.
I wrote down messy feet and legs, unfinished lines, very stiff, and looks like her hair is holding her back.
That's it. She does have she has, I'm assuming, extensions.
She has heavy hair.
I'm assuming
I don't know if it's real or
because
not.
I don't know how, that's long hair. That's a lot of hair.
It's
if she has all that hair.
I've had long hair in the past, but it's not been that. It has.
But you had long hair, but it wasn't thick all the way at the bottom. It would thick, but hers is thick the entire way through.
But that's what makes me think it's fake.
Well, I think so too. She probably has. Knowing the show,
just of extensions. And
just
stuff
seeing the show to online feels I don't actually know, but it just seems like it would be fake.
And know people from that area as well. They're very much into their fake tan and their fake nails.
Well, yeah, she's clearly fake tan. There's no way she's that natural.
Everyone on the show is fake tan.
Yeah, well, that's also true, yeah.
But I don't know. I just expected so much more of her.
I don't know why I thought she was going to be better.
I wonder if her nerves got to her. And I also felt bad for Pasha because I feel he never makes it very far.
Yeah. I agreed with what the judges said about the attack of it.
Oh, yeah.
He felt she was not. I don't think she wasn't trying because I'm assuming she obviously is on the show. She could have been nerves, but it kind of felt it was just not finished. It wasn't it was relaxed. A tango is supposed to be sharp. And supposed to be all about the attack, and she had none of that.
Yeah.
And they were saying basically, well, you went to therapy, get rid of it. I was okay, well, probably not, but.
I know. I was like, oh God.
I was you shouldn't tell somebody that, but.
She's gonna come after Pasha and be mad at him.
Obviously,
also, we haven't seen much of Pasha because, I said,
he never really gets good partners.
Yeah, was he on
I don't know who we had last year.
Last year he had Carol Baskins last year?
Oh no, was that 2 years ago?
Was that 2 years ago?
That might have been the one right after COVID because that's when she was in her peak
Oh, so, okay. Well, I know he had Carol Baskins, and then I don't know if he was on it last season or not.
He had to be. He was definitely on it last season. I just don't remember who he would have.
But was he in the troupe?
No, he was in it last season. I just don't remember.
I don't remember, but I do know that he never gets great partners. I feel bad for Pasha, and so
he's such a sweet guy too.
He is a sweet guy, so that's what makes me wonder if maybe he's not as intense or brutally honest as he maybe needs to be, and so they think they're really good, and then they get on the floor and they're like, oh my God, I'm terrible.
Or he just doesn't get great partners. That also could be a thing too.
Could be a thing too.
Because you can't literally change somebody's physique or just change their talent to begin with.
Yeah.
You can teach them.
But I still feel if you're a really good pro, you know how to use it.
That's true too.
Advantage.
That's true.
Lindsay Arnold, she always got the weirdest pros or the weirdest celebrities. To be honest, she would get
she always get the mix. She would get the mix of weird.
Yeah, she got the massively tall basketball players.
Oh yeah.
She got a guy from Boys to Men. She got the baseball player, and yet she still always made it decently far.
Yeah, so she's just a good pro. Like, I miss her this season, but.
Oh, I miss her so much. I miss Lindsay Arnold like crazy. If you guys watch the show and you know who she is, and you miss her too, let us know or you don't miss her, let us know in the comments. I miss a lot of the pros, and I feel like with the reason we have so many new female, especially pros this year, is because so many of the female pros did not come back this year.
So we only have one new female pro, Coco.
Other than the Troop.
Yeah, pro. We only have Coco. That's new.
But like, I mean, like we also have a lot of returning pros
that were older before
because they weren't on like last season.
Yeah, well, because Lindsay, Jenna, and Sharna are not on this season.
Yes.
Obviously, Jenna's highly pregnant.
And Sharna's pregnant too.
No, she already gave birth. She gave birth in June
so she just gave birth. Sorry.
I think she just decided that she was. I follow her on Instagram. I think she said she just decided she wasn't ready to do it yet. And then Lindsay, I think, is trying to get pregnant. So
yes,
everyone's trying to start a family, which good for them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good for them. And then we have the one pro that's questionable that we keep questioning.
Wait, who's this?
Emma and Sasha.
I don't think they're definitely not together.
I don't think they're together anymore, which is because she does not wear her ring at all. She just posted a bunch of pictures and she does not. I like went back and looked at it because I was like, are they not? And now there's like talk that Sasha may be dating his celebrity.
There's no way they're dating. Oh, I guess they could.
They could.
He did say she's his neighbor, which is like, why is a famous actress your neighbor? But
I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, Teresa and Pasha got 4-5, so they got a tied score of 20 for last place with Jesse James Decker and Sam Champion.
If I knew they were going to give 4s, they should have given 4s.
That's what I felt. That's where when I saw this one, I was like, oh, they're not giving 4s. They're definitely not giving 4s week 1, which I was like, okay, it's week 1. Like, you don't want to like completely discourage someone. So I understood. But then we had some people later on, but we're going to get to them. So the next pair that went blew these people all completely out of the water. And it was the double dub, I think is their team name.
I don't know who this is.
Wayne and Whitney.
Oh, Wayne and Whitney.
And Whitney. Wayne Brady and Whitney Carson, who Whitney Carson is also one of my favorite pros. I will say. And they had a cha-cha.
Yeah, like he's good. Like
yeah, he's like amazing. Like,
and I had no doubt that he was gonna be good.
So if Daniel was like a close runner up to me, but I think that this dance was the best dance of the night.
The only reason I'm going to say it wasn't my favorite was because, so I love Whitney, but I do feel like sometimes she doesn't incorporate as much of like the actual dance she's supposed to be choreographing, and like she gives, which is like definitely like more of a modern style.
I disagreed. I thought so far in the competition that he had the most content.
So he had the most content because he was the most able.
Well,
but she adds like the little things into it, which necessarily I don't love a lot. Like I feel like she adds sometimes too many little things for me.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was still a really good dance. Like there was definitely like he
was the first one to start on his own.
So I'm saying like he is definitely a good dancer. There was no doubt in my head that he was not gonna be a good dancer. Yeah, like he was gonna be a good dancer. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do the show earlier.
I'm surprised he didn't either. I mean, I understand he's super busy and has like 10 other things going on. But I literally wrote down most technique, so good, most comfortable. And he was also the first person to take off piece clothing of the season. Had to write that in. And I really thought some of the other guys, because we do have a lot of very good looking guys on this season. And so I thought a lot of the ladies would play into that for the first episode at
But
least.
no, they didn't.
And no,
Well,
he was the only one.
But men shouldn't be exploited for their bodies, so they like.
But when you're doing a cha-cha, like, come on.
Yeah. He was just like, I also just feel like the first week, maybe they weren't comfortable with it. He, on the other hand,
I mean, the other guy that I really thought was going to take a piece of clothing off apparently is petrified of dancing. So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know.
I saw that. I heard that, and I was like, I can understand like stage fright, but it doesn't even sound like stage fright. It literally sounds like
it just sounds like a fear of dancing.
Yeah,
like
which
legitimate dancing.
When you get to that person, he did really well for being terrified of dancing.
Yeah, 100%. But I could see, and I wrote that down on his when we get to him. But I literally wrote down, I was like, fear, terror in eyes.
Yeah.
But he got the highest score at that point, and I think they ended up with the second highest score of the night.
What did he get?
He got 3 7s, and then Bruno gave him an 8.
He should have gotten 2. He should have gotten more 8s, at least 2.
That's what I think. Compared to what people got later on, I was like, he definitely should have gotten a higher score. And compared to what they were giving, I thought like they weren't going to give above a 7 or like I didn't think they were really going to give 8s the first day out, because like, as we know with other stars that get 8s the first week around, it never ends up good for them.
Yeah.
Like Simone Biles, her first week, she got almost all 8s. Other celebs that were supposed to do very well. Zendaya got 2 8s her first week, and they ended up.
Well, she did well. She just didn't win. Did she win?
Well, no, she did not.
She
is the most disputed. They put her on the most memorable, and they said that she was the most disputed runner-up in Dancing with the Stars.
Who won that year?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I forget. I know I watched the season because I love the Zendaya.
Me too. I know I watched it, but I have no
I have no idea. And I think that's why, because if they were really that great, we would have remembered who beat her.
Probably. All right, who's next?
All right, Cheryl and Louis. And they did a cha-cha.
I do not want to disgrace a choreographer because I know it can be hard.
You love this choreo. So
No, I never said I loved him.
I had no clue who this guy was. So when they came out on Good Morning America, I was like, who the heck is this? And I texted her, and I was like, oh yeah, they got this new guy, Louis. And she's like, he is not new. How dare you not know who he is?
I no idea when he started, but he's from like very early seasons, like
yes.
Season 2, Season 3 era.
Yeah.
I just like he just didn't do her well. Like he set up for failure. Like
it literally looked like it was more about him than it was her.
Wasn't even like he just did not make her look good in any sort of way.
I wrote down that they were very stiff. That I think they're a cute couple, and that I wanted more hip action from her, and that they had very weird encounters.
And I feel like for usually older women don't do that well. Mm-hmm. But like she's not that old to begin with. She
has the time. Well, she's 79.
Oh, she's 79. Jesus,
yeah,
older than I thought. She doesn't look 79 whatsoever. She looks good for 79. But like I feel like she, especially that type of what song? It was a weird song too for a cha-cha, but first of all.
Well, yeah, and it's because it was their favorite song, so it was her song. That's why I was wondering, like, did the stars, the pros choose it? Did the company choose it?
Why did they choose a cha-cha? Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, but maybe he chose a cha-cha because it is one of the easiest to learn.
I feel like she would have done great, like a foxtrot, because like.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like she has way more. I'm glad she didn't go home. Spoiler alert. Glad she didn't go home because I think she has so much more potential.
Go home. They were like in a good like top section.
Oh, she should have gotten 4s, in my opinion.
Oh, I just think there wasn't enough I think she could she seems like she's danced before, even though I don't think she said she has, but she definitely has like some sort of experience with it. But I definitely think that he could have added so much more to that.
They literally, I felt like we're going like a snail, like this way. And then this way, like it was just so
I literally
slow.
picked out that he told her to slow down.
And I don't know. I get this way for some dances that I don't know why I do this, but I like cringe at some people's dances, and like I can't watch it. The only dance there was 2 dances I couldn't fully watch. This was one of them. I literally did not watch the whole thing because I was like, I can't. It's just like it was that bad.
Yeah.
And knowing that other people got 4s later on, she should have gotten 4s solely because of this dance this week. She deserved a 4.
Yeah, I didn't think it was very good, but also I wonder if they didn't want to take it out on her because it was clearly the choreography. I don't know that it was her. I think it was the choreography.
It 100% was the choreography, but like at the same time, you're judging this specific dance.
True.
She was supposed to do a cha-cha. Did she do a cha-cha? Not really.
Not really.
Like there was,
and then also like, did you see the weird kiss they had at the end? He kissed her at the end of the dance, and I was like, ew! What are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? And she was clearly taken off guard. She was like, what? Like, why?
Yeah. So like, I always like he can dance really well. Like we see him in the opening number, and I like went back and looked at the opening number, and he can still dance. It's not like he can't dance. It's just I just don't think his choreography is that good.
I think because he's been away so long, because since I've been watching it, which it's
been a long time since he's been on, yeah.
Yeah, and even when I was in high school and middle school, I don't remember ever seeing him. So so it's been a very long time since he's been on, and I just don't think he fully understands the caliber that some of these pros are going to throw. And I think it was definitely a wake-up call to him to be like, oh, like, we're not playing. Like, like some of these people are already throwing, like, huge lifts and stuff like that.
And he has an older partner, which is, like, makes sense. Yeah. But, like, you're not going to do the huge lifts and whatnot. But, like, give her something. She's able to do it, so why not give it to her? Unless if, like, she really can't do it. Like, she's physically enabled.
That's what makes me wonder, like, did it, like, really, like, was she really bad?
Not able to.
That day, and that day it just all finally clicked, and she was like, I don't know. So.
Who's next?
Anyway, they got a 6 and 3 5s.
Should have gotten 4s.
21.
Should have gotten 4s.
Oh, next was the 4s. Next was Vinny and Coco, and they had a salsa. And they were the first ones in the whole thing to have a salsa. And
was he the only one who got 4s?
I have to talk about his package first of all. His package. Chip and Dale dancer. Since when is Vinny Guadagnino on the Vegas stage as a Chip and Dale dancer?
He says he has like a residency type thing. He has like a residency type thing. So
I didn't know about this.
Were you gonna go to Vegas and go see him?
Maybe. I don't know. It makes sense because you know who else is out in Vegas?
Pauly D.
Pauly D.
Yeah,
of course. So what did you think of this dance? Because honestly, I kind of thought they were a little harsh.
They were so harsh. Especially this is when Len got really mean.
Yeah.
He did not give a single compliment to him whatsoever.
No, he gave him nothing. And honestly, I thought the pairing was very odd, to be honest. With someone who is so high in popularity that you give him a brand new pro, I thought was a very big disservice to him. But which made me think that maybe they thought another pro was going to be on the season, and then maybe someone dropped out and they moved her up.
I don't know, but personality-wise, I've seen on like Instagram and stuff, they match very well. Like personality-wise, they match really well. Like they both have very high energy type. Like they're both like. I don't know. Anyway, I think this was harsh. Like he was way off the music. I agree with that. And I wasn't saying he should have gotten 8s or 7s by any means. But compared to
he got the lowest score.
Compared to the last dance, like the one that literally had nothing, at least he tried.
Yeah,
like,
and I thought it was more entertaining
oh,
than
way
The
more.
Last Dance. Although it was very cringy, I will say I couldn't really watch it. I was like, like this is bad.
So I think it was bad because he was so off the music. Like he was very off the music.
And you could tell he was stressed in his face when
Yeah.
he first came out. But also, I did write down, I feel like they worked against each other. And I feel like, not to knock her, but it did seem like the choreography was set up to show her off and not give anything to him.
Well,
Like,
sometimes
I feel like
that
she
happens
played to her strengths and not his strengths.
Well, sometimes that happens because the person's not very good.
Yes.
But also, like you said, she's also brand new, so she hasn't gotten to figure out how to, like Lindsay. Like, I don't remember Lindsay's beginning seasons, but I'm sure there was probably a dance or two where she did that at the same time. Like she did.
I 100% think it's because she's a new pro and she doesn't quite understand how to work. And I don't know if her background's in ballroom or not, but sometimes when someone has ballroom experience, but their background isn't necessarily in ballroom, that they do that sometimes when they're used to dancing by themselves. Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't remember what her background was, but yeah, like I just think that he got judged so harshly for trying, and like, yes, he was off the beat. Yes, his technique wasn't great, but like honestly, his hips moved, his body moved. Like, his upper body was actually not bad.
Yeah,
it was the lower body that was
that bad. I wrote down that he started strong, but then he lost it at the end.
Yeah.
And then I also wrote down that I thought the dance itself, like what she put in for a week 1 dance, was way too technical.
I think it was a little technical as well. So I think that was her learning.
She tried to jam a lot of content into that dance that he wasn't. Especially salsa. Salsa's it's not a cha-cha. It's a hard dance. And especially when you're just used to fist pumping, like come on, like you know who he is. It's not like he's like some rando celeb. Like you know who he is. Like he's very well known for what he does.
Like just even in it was not a good it was not a good dance. Like
that's why I was wondering like who picked the styles this week, because if the pros picked them, that was a big disservice that she did him.
I don't think she picked them because I don't think they picked them because later on when someone got a jive or something, they mentioned like, oh, this was like a really hard one for like your first week, and the pro was like, yeah, it was like it was a hard one for the first. So I don't think they chose it. I think the producers still chose it.
Yeah, which did make me question, because it sounded like the celebs picked the song. So then
I think they picked them to an extent. Like I think
that's what I was thinking.
They what I've heard.
But he also did Bad Bunny with a Spanish song, and I was like, what did you expect to get? Like,
well, it's true. Like, you want to get.
What did you expect? Like, I would have given you salsa.
What I've always heard, not always. I think Lindsay, when she does YouTube and all that stuff, I think what she said that they do is like the beginning of like the season or whatnot, the celebrities write down songs that they like have a connection to or like, and then the producers take those songs and then from like pick and choose.
Because it's all about what they can get the rights to.
Exactly. And so they pick and choose and like figure out what would work best for each thing. So I think he probably chose a song. It feels like a him song, in my opinion. Yeah. But I don't think they had any say of what style they did.
No.
Anyway, if I knew he was getting 4s, other people should have gotten 4s too.
Oh, 100%. That's why when they pulled out the 4s, I was like, what the heck? I thought he was a lot better than some of the other people. Like, no offense to Sam Champion, but I was like, I think he kind of deserved 4s over Vinny. And I think definitely Teresa deserved 4s. Like,
yeah, Sam Champion, in my opinion, he at least like didn't have all the content. He didn't have all the content, but he at least like it was pretty good for what it was.
Yeah. But also I feel like the judges didn't recognize how much content was put into that dance.
Yeah, this is when like Len had something wrong with him and just started to be mean to people. So he had nothing nice to say at all, which is like in my head like not what you should do.
Yeah. So he got 3 4s and he got a 5 from Derek.
So I like Derek.
He got a 17, which was the lowest score of the night.
He did not deserve the lowest score of the night.
No, and I don't think he did either.
No.
I don't think any of the people that were in the bottom 2 deserve to be in the bottom 2, to be honest.
Like, who got eliminated?
Yeah.
I kind of agree with it.
I think other people could have gotten.
All right, well, we'll keep going. So who's next?
Yeah. So then what I thought also was the biggest disservice, I was like, if you're going to have all these cha-chas in the beginning, and then suddenly all these people are going to start coming out with salsas, why would you put a salsa back to back? I didn't like that. So Shangela and Gleb were right after him with a salsa. And then I hated the judges' comments. They were like, that's how you do a salsa. And I was like, that's rude. Not fair. That's not right. Like, and you could tell they panned to him when they were doing Shangela's comments and everything, and he was crying.
Oh, Shangela, like, is a trained dancer in a way.
Yeah.
So, like,
she's a trained showmanship. So even if she didn't know what she was gonna do, like, it was gonna look good. Like, I expected it to look good.
And she's a performer. Like, I don't think you can compare the two week 1. Week 7, sure, compare the two. Yeah. Week 1, you don't, like, I just don't think it's fair to compare.
Yeah.
But I think Shangela did really well.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that really got me was, what these dances, like, the producers know what these dances look like ahead of time. So, like, if you know that he's not doing very well and then that she's amazing, why put them back to back?
So sometimes they do that on purpose. So people's, like, morale isn't still low.
Yeah. I guess so, but I don't know.
Like, Jordan Sparks with 1,000% the first dance.
But then I also think that bumped her scores, like, a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because they went from giving 4s and 5s to she got straight 7s.
Yeah.
And also, she was another one that I wrote down, face. Her face.
Well, she's a performer. That's what she does.
Distracting.
Yeah. But I think those 7s I think she deserved a 7.
I don't think she didn't deserve a 7, but I think she did. I think she I think she could have done more hip action. I didn't really see the hips, like, go away.
That's why she didn't get an 8.
Well,
she didn't, like, so to, like, I feel like she did a good job for week 1, so I think the 7 was deserved. Do I think, I don't know obviously don't know what she's going to have next week, but I think she's going to stay, like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know how much she's going to improve all of that much.
That's what I think. I wonder if she's going to stay stagnant.
Like, these really high energy dances, I think she's going to do really well at, because that's what she's used to.
But I do think she's going to bring in the votes to stay on.
Oh, 1,000.
To see it in the long run, because she is the LGBTQ community. She's the first technically, even though she goes by she when she's Shangela, technically it is the first male-to-male pairing we've ever had on the show.
Well, because she said, I don't want to mess the pronouns up. When they're not in drag,
it's a he.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go by he, and then when it's Shangela,
I don't know if he has a different name besides Shangela. Like, I think
he does.
I don't think he said it though.
He didn't say it, but I'm pretty sure he does.
So Shangela will just go see she. But
yeah. But which I found very interesting to watch in the package. I was like, oh, that's not you. Like,
I think
very different.
Yeah. I was very interested to see how Gleb reacted to it. Yeah. I feel like it was like, he's not the person I would have chosen.
Gay?
No, he had a wife and he has kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he seemed to be all about it. He was like, oh yeah, like, I love it. Like, I love
it. I feel like at first he, like,
gay? Are you? Like, I mean, it's fine, but I just didn't expect.
I feel like at first he just didn't really know what to, like, he was kind of confused. He didn't want to be obviously, like, rude or just, like, disrespectful.
Especially because Gleb's not from the U.S., right?
I think he's Russian.
Yeah, so that's definitely not a thing.
Anyway, I just don't think I would have paired them. I don't know who I would have paired.
I wrote down it was an odd pairing.
I don't think I would not have chosen Gleb personally. I can't right off the back of my head right now. I can't say who I would have chosen, but not Gleb.
I could see Artem.
See, I was gonna say no to him either, too.
Really?
No, I was gonna
say
no.
Val. I could definitely see Val going for it.
But I think Shangela is very tall. I don't think.
Really?
I thought she was tall. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think she wears really large heels.
Oh,
but like in rehearsal.
Or maybe she like in like
really,
when she's in drag shows, she has big hair. Maybe that's what I like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just probably Val. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Just Gleb just seemed weird to me.
It did. It's a very odd pairing. So I'm interested to see how it goes. Because doesn't Gleb get, and maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person, but doesn't Gleb get often called out for being very harsh and mean in rehearsal in past years?
He has in the past, I think.
Okay. So I'm going to be interested to see how that goes because I
feel like it's been a very long time, though, since pros have been called out for being mean. Like, I think it's been a long time.
Yeah. Normally, I remember distinctly, it's always Val and his brother.
Yeah, Matt.
They are always called out every year, at least once. And then I feel like
sometimes Artem is.
Sometimes Artem. Nikki called Artem out. I remember that one, which I found
it was meant to be.
It was meant to be, but then he got fired the next season.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
right about that.
Theo, who's not back this season.
Oh, I miss. He was always so like. Like
he was good, but a lot of his celebrities.
He never. Oh really?
No, and I feel like it is because of I wonder if it's because of the cultural difference. To be honest,
I have no idea.
But
anyway, who's next? Shangela was average.
Yeah, but she ended up with one of the highest scores of the night.
Well, I think she deserved one of the on the upper half. I think she deserved on the upper half.
But do you think she was better than Jordan Sparks?
I think they were the same.
Okay, because she got a higher score than Jordan.
By how much? 1 point? 2 points?
2.
Yeah. I don't think she had all 7s?
Yeah, and she also got higher than Daniel, which I didn't agree with.
I don't know. It's so hard to judge different types of dance at the same time. But yeah, I feel like her and Daniel and Jordan all should have the same score.
Yeah. Anyway, next is Trevor and Emma. Trevor Donovan, who apparently was on a bunch of other things that I didn't know about.
I had no idea who he was.
Hallmark guy.
I've never heard of him before in my entire life.
He is on every single Hallmark movie. Like,
that's how you know him.
I swear to God. As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, Hallmark. Duh. Apparently he was on like 90210 and like all this other stuff. But
I'm gonna ask you, don't remember
to refer to as Kendall.
I don't remember this dance at all.
I do. He has the fear of dancing.
Yeah, I know that.
He had one of the hardest ones to have your first week. He had the quick step.
Remember that.
Yeah. And then I just thought and they did a lift.
I remember that as well. Which is, I still think is dumb.
I honestly expected when he said he was absolutely terrified of dancing and watching him like try to move his hips was honestly the most cringy thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I thought it was going to be so terrible, and I was pleasantly surprised that it was not.
I do remember being pleasantly surprised. I don't remember the dance whatsoever, but I do remember being pleasantly surprised, but also like it was okay. Like it was.
I honestly did also thought he was going to take off his jacket, and he didn't.
And you were sad.
I was a little sad. He was full on bare chested underneath that jacket, which was clear to the world. And I was like, all you had to do was undo a button. Like, come on, dude. Come on.
What was
his
score?
She always does that.
That's
stuff.
true.
Like, come
what
on,
was his score?
The score? They got 3 5s, and Bruno gave him a 6. So I
feel like that was a good score for him.
Yes. I agreed. They said that he needed to pick up his feet a bit. And then that he looked I said that he looked absolutely petrified.
Which makes sense. He probably was.
Yes, probably, absolutely. And then the lift.
Did she just like take her feet off the ground? Oh no, she jumped. She jumped.
She
right?
jumped. She jumped, and they called it a lift because he was assisting the jump.
I honestly feel like either they get rid of that.
I always
altogether.
forget which dances can't do a lift in, but Carrie Amma knows. So
I know. I just always feel like, in that sense, it's usually never the celebrity's fault.
No.
So in that sense, like, do you necessarily take a point off for that? Like, I don't know what you do.
I don't know. Because it was a clear, like, based on the definition of a lift, it was a lift.
Yes.
And it was choreographed into the dance, which then I feel like is kind of not allowed.
I don't know. I just feel like I understand the whole point of, like, making it fair for everybody who can't do this and stuff like that. But at the same time, I really don't, like, it's a lift. Like, when you, like,
yeah.
It makes it more interesting.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a dumb rule, but.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, this dance wasn't that memorable to me.
No.
So, like, I agree with the score. I feel like he's probably.
The next dance was also, I was pleasantly surprised by it, but I don't really remember it whatsoever.
Who is it?
It is Gabby and Val. Gabby, the bachelorette, who apparently is engaged. Congratulations, Gabby. We learned that last night. I didn't watch it because I am not.
You watched The Bachelorette?
I normally watch The Bachelorette, but I did not watch it this season or last season or the season before. I really haven't watched it since Matt's season.
So I've never seen Bachelorette, but obviously it's all over social media everywhere. So, like,
yeah.
She did the dance to Harry Styles as it was. That's probably why I remember this dance.
Yeah.
She wore the pink, like, outfit.
Yes.
I thought
I commented legs with.
She got legs for days.
More
yeah.
Points. Yeah. She
for
has legs for days. I don't know what about her. But she sounds so stupid.
I think I agree, like, I was like, what is she trying, like, why is she saying things like this? And then since then, I've seen things on, like, TikTok and other things that, like, her, like, yeah, okay, however she says it, is, like, her tagline, basically. Like, it's, like, a famous thing. Like, this is just who she is. Like, it sounds like she's from like, the
dumb. Like, she really, like, doesn't understand, like, and I don't think she really understood the question that, Alfonso asked.
I honestly think
because he literally was like, she was like, does that answer your question? And he was like, no, not really.
I think her adrenaline was so high that she just was not paying attention. No. She was just like, I would have been the same way. I know myself. I would have been like, whoa, like, what's happening?
I literally quoted it. I'm more of a performer than a technical dancer.
Yeah. Well, she was NFL.
And he asked her how it was. How does it feel to have performed your first dance? Like, that does not answer the question.
Yeah. Anyway, I think she had a good dance.
I thought it was very clean.
Yeah, and it's Val, so what do you else like? Do you expect anything else? I think her upper body could have been a little more sharp.
I put that too. I put stiff up top.
I just think I just feel like she didn't complete the lines maybe with her arm, stuff like that.
And she has long legs and long arms. So
I just feel like there was just something, like, it was good overall, but you could just tell there was something off. And I think it was it was the arms or the upper body a little. Like, there was just a little bit off. But it was a good dance.
Yeah, she got all 7, so she got the same score as Shangela.
I think she should have gotten
better than Daniel's and Jordan's, which I don't know. I was just
think she
better than Daniel's.
Yes, I think she was better than Daniel's.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently she's been dancing since she was little, so.
Well, she was she was the Broncos cheerleader.
Yeah, and she also had a picture of her with pointe shoes.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah. So, next up was this is what I thought was the worst dance. And I was shocked it was not deemed the worst dance. And that was Joseph and Daniela.
Oh, see, I didn't think it was the worst dance.
Oh my God, I couldn't watch it. I was like,
So, all right.
So bad.
I have
he looked like he was doing a hold down. They did have the hardest dance, which was the jive.
So I think I know why he looked the way he did. So I think his biggest thing was he was trying to copy the way Daniela does it. Mm-hmm. And if you see Daniela dance, she's a beautiful dancer. And because she's so technical and like she lifts those knees up like to Jesus. Like she is just,
yeah.
And so I think he was like, oh, this is the way my coach is doing it. And so this is the way I should do it. But like it only looks good on her. If any other pro did it that way, it would not look good. It only looks good on her because of like the way her physique and everything.
Yeah.
So because I think that his biggest issue was like those knees were like he was trying to imitate her. He literally was trying to imitate her. But
then he was also like so hunched up and so hunched over.
Because that's what she does. If you look at her dance, that's what like she kind of does.
I couldn't take my eyes off of him because it was so bad.
But like that's what she does in a way. Like she doesn't like hunch over, but like because of the way she's so technical, like that's just what she like. And so I really think he was trying to imitate her, and I don't think I say it wasn't the worst dance in my opinion because at first. I agree with you. I was like, oh my God, like what's happening? But then if you actually, like you looked past the goofiness of the way he looked, he was actually not doing that bad a job.
Well, I think Daniela was smart and she realized like, oh, the technical stuff of the jive, he's going to be absolutely terrible at.
Yeah.
And so I need to put in some nice things. Like he had like a nice little thing that he did. And I was like, oh.
And
like,
he was on the
and it was nice, but it wasn't jive. Like
and
it wasn't anything jive.
He was surprisingly light on his feet for being a huge man.
I didn't think so. I put heavy on feet.
So like I think it was.
But I did put started bad, got better.
Yes, but I think he was lighter on his feet than he was not light on his feet, but I think he's lighter on his feet than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be like a stomping monster, like. But he was jumping, he was kicking.
He was.
That's what I'm saying.
He was doing it.
But
it just looks like he was at a hoedown and not a.
No, he wasn't doing it well, but he was trying. And honestly, I can just good for you for trying like that. Like good for you. And.
But he tied. So this is the thing that got me. He actually got one of the higher scores of the night. He got higher than Trevor and Emma. He got higher than Vinny. He got higher than Cheryl and Louie.
Well, I agree with that one.
Well, yeah.
I think Cheryl and Louie had the worst dance of the night, personally.
And he got higher than Heidi and Artem.
See, that one's weird.
And he got, I think, hold on, let me double check the scores. No, he did not get higher than them. Okay, yeah. So he got higher than Louie and Heidi and Artem.
He should not have got higher than them. I think he should have gotten about do you say Sam and Cheryl?
Yeah. No, Trevor and Emma.
Oh. I think he probably should have gotten.
But yes, he also got higher than them, like way higher. Like he got 4 points higher.
So what did he get? 6s?
He got 3 6s and a 5 from Glenn.
I think he should have gotten all 5s. I think he was trying. He looked a little goofy doing it. But he's also a giant man.
I think they went a little easy on him.
A giant man trying to be light on his feet. What else? What did you expect? Like, I don't know. He was just, it was interesting.
I don't know if they're trying to be nice to Daniela because she's like the season champ or something like that.
I really just,
this is going to be, like, my thing was they compared him to whatchamacallit from last season, her partner last season.
Because he was kind of goofy too at some points.
I know, but that was just because he was tall.
And so this guy, his goofiness, not goofy, like he's just
not only tall, he's like big.
So I'm saying that's his big thing. That's it. Like he's not abnormally tall. He's like averagely tall, but he's a bodybuilder, so he's big.
I don't know. Danielle is like the tallest girl, and she's pretty tall, and
I had
he's
no
taller
idea.
he's a whole like head.
I don't know. I just feel like they probably saw that he was like he was on beat. Like he wasn't missing. Like he was not. He was on the music.
I think they took pity on him because it was such a hard dance for week 1.
Which is also true. Very hard dance for week 1.
But I was like, if you're giving 4s, then he should not have gotten 6s.
I think he should have gotten 5s.
I think he should have gotten 5s and maybe a 4. I thought. I really just didn't. I couldn't. Compared to the next dance, I was like, I think that the next dance was a lot better than him.
And who's that one?
That's Jason and Peta.
See, I disagree with you on that one. She was dancing around him the whole time.
Well, that's Peta's style, though. She never really gives them that heart of choreography.
Which to me, but like I can appreciate more when they're actually trying, and like, yes, they may not look great doing it, but at least they're doing the steps.
But I think Jason was trying now.
No. I'm talking about like choreography wise. Like, yeah. I did not like their dance.
I thought they were an odd couple.
Did you see her outfit, first of all?
Her outfit, I was like, okay, clearly you're back. Like, you want to make a statement. You're a hot mama, but
I was like, one slip up and you're showing everything, man.
Yeah. But they did a cha-cha like most other people, which I was like, oh, okay, we're going back into the cha-chas. I said that he was a little clunky. I think he walked through it, and then for an actor / model, I really thought he had no face.
No face, yeah.
Yeah, like he did not sell it. He did not do anything with it.
I think
he was so concentrating on trying to get it right that he just like lost it.
But to me, Cheryl's and Louie's dance was the worst because choreography wise, he just didn't give her anything to work with. So me, in my opinion, that was the worst. This was the second worst, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Joseph's and Daniela's was by far the worst. And then I agree with you. I think Louie's was a lot worse than this one. And I didn't think Vinny's was that bad. Like, honestly.
His was not.
I know it was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. And then this to only get a point higher than it. Like, I was like, I didn't think it was that bad. No, to get 4s. He got 2 4s.
Who?
Jason and Peta.
I think if I know they're giving 4s, I agree with it because I don't think he did that much. I think she literally danced around him the whole time. Yeah. Which is like.
But that's not his fault.
No, but if you're but like everybody else is getting compared to by choreography wise, he has to too. And he didn't do anything. That's true.
So we ended up with a 5, 2 4s, and a 5. Carrie Ann and Bruno gave him the 5s, and he ended up with 18.
My opinion, that's what he should have gotten.
Then next was Selma and Sasha. Yeah,
I honestly
and they had a Vietnamese waltz.
Yeah. So knowing that she has MS and knowing her disabilities that she has, I was so impressed with what she could. I didn't know if she could make it through a whole dance without, I don't know what she calls, her spaz. I don't want to call them spaz because I don't actually know what they're called. But, when she loses the balance and stuff.
I thought it was interesting, and that's why I wanted to know who picked the type of dance, because I think this was an easy one for her.
Which probably, I'm very interested to see, a fast-paced dance.
Yeah, and I found it interesting because I think it was the only Vietnamese waltz.
It was.
And it was the only one that was, remotely slow. Everyone else was, a cha-cha or a jive.
The only one, I think Sam had a foxtrot, which is also kind of slow. But
foxtrot, but they did have a quick song. They had an upbeat song. This was the only one that had a slower song that was very meaningful, which I was okay, but
this was definitely supposed to be a meaningful dance.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. I think it was like very inspiring. I really didn't know what to expect. I really had no idea what to expect from her.
Yeah, I wrote down that it looks like they missed something because when she came off the floor from like the turning thing, they kind of stood there and they talked to each other for like a little while, and then they just went into their pose. So it kind of felt like she was like, maybe like, I can't do whatever we're supposed to do next, and like we need to just end it.
Well, yeah, it's also like I'm very impressed with Sasha. Like in Sasha's position, having someone who's not good like balance wise because of her disability and stuff like that. Like you have to make sure she.
But I think he's the best pro for that.
Oh, yeah.
He always brings out the best in like his partners.
Yeah, I feel like she has to make her feel safe in what she's doing and like make sure when they're apart that it's like not too long because she can't keep her balance all that long. I understand why everybody was crying. Like I understand why everyone was crying.
Yeah. I didn't cry.
I don't usually cry at dances to begin with, so I
mean, there are definitely dances that have like really like touched me and like brought me to tears. But that one, I was like, I don't understand. Like I literally said, I was like, I don't understand why everyone's in tears.
I think maybe
it was like a you needed to be there thing, but
I think a lot of people were in tears who have like hidden disability type things because obviously that's a whole nother thing to like they deal with it on the daily, and she deals with this disability on an everyday basis.
Yeah. And so what we talked about with Daniel, where the milking of the disability,
but I don't think she was at all.
I don't think she was, but there was a cane. Like they like made a big deal in the dance.
No, I think it's because they have to wait there before the dance starts, and so I think she needed it beforehand. I think it might be there I don't actually know for 100%.
Probably, but they made like it was definitely intentional that they were like, oh, she's leaving the cane, like she can do it.
It could be symbolic as well, but I don't.
Yeah.
Like, so if it was symbolic, it shouldn't be there every week. If it was actually something she needs, obviously that's different. I think she's a very much someone who doesn't want to be defined by this by any means. Mm-hmm. So even though I feel bad for some of these pros like that have these types of like disabilities because I feel like the producers like exploit them almost sometimes.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm worried about is that they're gonna be like they're gonna exploit it and they're gonna play the woe is me card.
But it's never the celebrity doing that. That's the thing. In this season situations, I do not see either of these celebrities doing that.
No, I don't either. But I do wonder if it is like if it's gonna be every single episode that it's brought up. I think
it's probably gonna be brought up when she has to do a fast dance.
Probably.
Because I think it's gonna be harder for her to do a fast dance.
Which is why I wonder if they gave her a Vietnamese waltz, because if she had to do like a quick step or something like that, I wonder if she would have been as bad as some of the other celebrities.
If she literally physically can't do it,
then why are you on like?
I don't know. I'm saying I don't know if she physically I have no idea how it's gonna work.
Yeah, because I was talking to my mom, who's a nurse, about this, and I was like, yeah, they have like Selma Blair on, and like I was like, I don't know how I feel about her, and my mom has no idea really who she is, and I was like, yeah, she has MS, and she said that she's doing this because her doctors encourage her to keep moving, and my mom was like, keeping moving is one thing, putting yourself in a stressful situation where you could easily get very hurt when you have MS, like that is a whole different thing. Because also MS, like once you break something, it's hard for it to heal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know that much about it, but I'm just curious. I'm just curious to see what happens. That's really what it comes down.
Me too. But then I feel like I also feel like they kind of set her up to fail.
Well, she signed up for the show.
True, but like she didn't sign up to do a Vietnamese waltz first day when everyone else is doing cha-chas and.
But I'm saying she did sign up for the show, so I think she knows what to expect, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just worried that they like were like, oh, we're gonna give you this great, amazing dance that she can do.
That's what you mean.
Super slow, and it's always in hold, and blah 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 blah. And then when it comes to like a jive or cha-cha or a quick step, they're gonna be like, well, what, you did this amazing dance, like why aren't you doing this now? Like this is terrible.
Well, I think people will understand.
I think they will, but then the judges, like, I don't know.
I think, well, honestly, I just think we'll have to see. I don't really know. Well, we're not going to know.
No, we're not going to know until we know.
Nope.
So, but anyway, I didn't think it got all sevens. Was it good? Was it that good to get all sevens? To get as good as Shangela got and like better than?
I think it was pretty.
It got better than Daniel's though, and I was like, I don't know that. It was
honestly, I just think Daniel was gypped because he was in the beginning of the episode.
I think so too.
So I feel like comparing it to Daniel at this point is like he should have gotten higher. That's just like
100%.
Yeah.
Nelson, no.
It's like, excuse me.
Nelson has his own Instagram. If you guys want to go follow it,
he hasn't I haven't posted on that in years. Not years. Oh my god, years. Maybe a year.
Anyway, next up was our high score winner of the
Charli D'Amelio,
which was Charli D'Amelio. She was easily the most anticipated dancer on the season, and
I was excited to see her.
I was excited to see her too because I'm only used to seeing her do her TikTok dances.
I'm saying I was excited to see what she could do.
Yeah, I was excited to see what she could do too because I know she says she has dance background, but like you think if you have so much dance background, you wouldn't limit yourself to one.
And also, both of you and I know, just because you're a competition dancer doesn't mean you're a good competition dancer.
No.
Like
no.
Like myself,
you can be a competition dancer and your thing is hip hop, which I think it clearly is.
Not even just that. You're just most dancers that are competition dancers are just average dancers.
Yeah.
Like we can hold a beat, we can turn. Like we have more technique, but not great. Like we're not fantastic by any means. So I was really impressed with what she did. Personally.
I was too. But I also kind of expected it.
Oh yeah, I expected it.
Like I think everyone kind of expected that she was gonna come out and she was gonna be amazing and she was gonna pull it off. No matter what happened, she was gonna pull it off.
I also think the cha-cha complimented her very well.
That's another thing. Like why? I had so many issues with it because I was like, all right, I understand everyone's doing a cha-cha, but if you gave a salsa to Vinny Guadagnino, why not give her a
I think it was the music. He had like you said, he had a Spanish song, so they're gonna give him the salsa.
well, I thought cha-cha could have gone well with it too, but
yeah, but I just feel like it'll probably make like I know what you mean though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's not it's not them picking it. It's
yeah. Anyway, I do think that this pairing is very odd. So
first of all, Mark Ballas is back, and I'm absolutely obsessed with Mark Ballas.
See, I don't like him.
I love Mark.
I never liked him. Even when he was on the show, I thought he was stuck up. I thought he was rude. I thought he was full of himself, which, I mean, he very may well be that outside of it. Because, like, none of the other dancers ever say that they, like are excited. Like he never hangs out with anyone outside of Dancing with the Stars.
Well, so I feel like he was from the part, like he was from the era of Dancing with the Stars where social media wasn't that big of a thing to begin with.
Yeah.
So when he was in that phase, he could have. We just have no idea because
possibly, but even him and Cheryl, who you would think are close, like I don't think they're very close.
Well, I think now I don't know if you know, he transitioned to music. He has a wife, and he transitioned. Like they make music together, and they have a band together. So that's what he's been doing the past 5 to 10 years. That's what he's been doing. And then I guess he got an offer to come back, and he came back. But I love his creativity. I think he's very creative with his dances. Obviously, what this dance was not going to be the most creative because it's week 1 cha-cha. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
But I do think, I like his little, nuances he puts in the dances. Mm-hmm. Like, he's very musical. I love, I am a very big Like, I love them when dances are very musical, like behind the music, not just the words.
Me and music don't get along.
So. I know. That's why when I choreograph dances, you never like them.
That's not true. I like them. Sometimes I just didn't get them. So for anyone watching that doesn't know, there was one dance that she made me do that, because she was the dance captain, and so she choreographed dances for us, and she made us clap, and I could, for the life of me, not get the clap.
You had to silent clap.
Yeah, I did. I silenced claps because I would either go too early or I would go too late. And I was called out in practice for it by not you, but someone else. And you knew exactly it was me. Like, you knew, you were like, oh, it's Morgan. Like, but you didn't call me out.
Yeah. Anyway, I love that type of dancing, and I think he does that really well. Anyway, Charlie, I think I feel like it is a little bit of a strange pairing, having the youngest person
with like
the cast,
one of the oldest pros.
with one of like the older pros. But I think they also did it because she's clearly the most famous in this cast. Clearly the most.
Oh,
famous.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, I think is one of the most famous pros that came off of the show before. Like, overall, throughout the years, besides Derek Huff's clearly number one. Like, that's not a question. I think he's in the top 10.
Oh, I 100% do think. But I just, like, I would have loved to see her with, like, maybe Sasha. Or
she's too tall for Sasha.
She is
Sasha
too
always
tall
gets
for Sasha. Or maybe, like, Artem. Or...
Well, Artem got her mom, so close.
Well, true, close. But I don't know. It gives me cringy vibes when I see them. And I don't know why. It just, like, it's and I did write down their ending pose I was like, end pose.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know
it was so awkward. I was like, are you gonna kiss her? Don't kiss her. That would be I was like, if you kiss her, I'm going to riot.
So he did not.
All this nonsense.
He did not. So there was no issue.
But I was and I didn't know he was married, so that makes me feel a little bit better that he's married. So he's not going to do anything. I mean, hopefully he's not going to do anything.
He is 18.
That doesn't mean anything.
No. I'm just saying. It's like, she is 18. She also has a boyfriend, I believe. Anyway, but I just do. So she's an adult. She's a very, very young adult, but she's an adult. But yeah, it is a little bit strange, but I think it's because I think they put them together because of the most famous person on the show, one of the most famous pros on the show.
Yeah, which it does seem like she's set up to win, to be honest.
Well, yeah. And I think last year's with JoJo Siwa is very similar. But I think the biggest thing is, though, JoJo Siwa, vote-wise, yes, JoJo Siwa is very famous. But I think Charli D'Amelio is that much more famous that she'll get more votes, that she'll get the votes. So I think Charli's going to win, easily.
So she got all 8s, which almost never happens, week 1. And I wonder, though, if she is set up to fail.
So
I feel like
what happen is either she's gonna get runner-up. She's either gonna get runner-up, or she's gonna win. That's the only 2 options.
Yeah. And I don't know, and that's what makes me angry because clearly she is the most talented, but that's not really what the show's about. And I don't know. It just I kind of wanted her to be almost bad. Because then it would make it that much better if she won.
So the only thing I can think of is that because this is brand new on Disney Plus, they're trying to make a younger audience, get a younger audience.
Oh, of course.
The younger audience is going to vote for Charli D'Amelio.
Yeah. So we're going to keep her on as long as possible. But I just think it might be a Simone Biles situation where she's already up here. So it's like, well, where else can you go?
See, to me, the difference between her and Simone Biles she was a gymnast. And I always feel like gymnasts have a hard time with their emotion on the show. And so Obviously we don't know. She's young. I'm interested to see what she does, like slower dances and stuff. Like we have no idea.
But that's what I was thinking of, like going forward. I was like, going forward, they're gonna have to like make like weird connection dance, and I was like, I don't.
But
like,
that happens every
like
season with
like
weird. That happens every season with weird people.
But even like the only one I can compare this to with like the biggest age difference is Bendy Irwin and Derek Huff. But I never thought that it was weird. Like it never got weird. But I feel like with them, it could easily get weird.
I don't think it's gonna get weird. I think it's more of a brother sister situation than like, at least in my opinion. That's what I don't get weird vibes off of it.
I do. I don't know why. I just She was another one too with her outfit. I was like, oh my god, how much more can you not?
I think Peter's was way worse than that.
Oh well, 100%. But hers was a close second.
I disagree.
Really?
She just had cutouts on the side. That's literally all she had.
No, it went all the way across the center.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was just here and then a strip and then here.
Okay. I didn't notice her outfit being that bad. Anyway, I do think she is either going to get second or win.
Yeah. I also think it could be a Zendaya thing where
the only reason I don't think it's going to happen is because it's on Disney Plus this year. It's not on TV, it's on Disney Plus. Yeah. That's makes me just feel like it's going to be in that situation. It's going to be a different type of vibe because it's not on, because don't want to like discriminate, but like grandmas aren't watching it anymore because they're not buying Disney Plus just for this.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And like those, I'm saying grandmas, but because like that like the older generations are not going to vote for Charlie D'Amelio. Yeah. Like they wouldn't, like they would vote for like probably more like more of like the Daniels and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But Disney Plus, the younger generation is going to vote for Charlie D'Amelio.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to see what she does. Mm-hmm. But I just think like this is hers to lose. And I feel bad for her.
I feel that, yeah, that makes sense. I do kind of feel bad for her too.
Like I feel like it's like if she doesn't win, it's gonna be like a big thing.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. But anyway, so at the end of the night, we got that in our bottom two, we got Teresa and Pasha and Peta and Jason. So Vinny was not in the bottom two, which I
voted for Vinny. Shocked. I voted for Vinny because I didn't want him to leave because I think he has more potential.
Oh, me too. But I was shocked with how low his score was because it was a 4-point difference between him and like other than Jason. Yeah. The next closest was a 20.
Yeah, I feel like the Jersey Shore fan base definitely had his back.
Oh, 100%.
So also younger people. Yeah. More on the younger side.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of agree with the bottom two.
Yes. I really wanted Joseph to be in the bottom two, but then when I found out compared to the others how high up he was, I was like, oh, he's not going to be in the bottom two.
So the only thing between Joseph and Jason, I saw some hope in Joseph getting better. I didn't see that much hope in this particular dance with Jason.
Oh, okay.
So to me, like hope-wise, like, because at least in my opinion, I vote for the people that I like the ones I hope to win, and then the people that I'm like, oh, I want to see more. Like, I think they have like a chance to like be better. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, to me, Jason.
I just didn't want them to get eliminated because I love Peta so much. I was like, oh, she's finally back. I want to see more from her.
Yeah. I don't like how they had elimination first day.
No, I don't like it. Like
at least give them 2 weeks.
Yeah. Because sometimes, sometimes their dances are really bad the first week, but then, like, they kick it into gear and they're like, and then they do better.
He had no way to redeem himself. Literally none.
No.
Anyway, and then Teresa, I also agree, is like, man, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. That's why I kind of wanted her to go home because I didn't really care about it. Poor pasta.
That's true too. I could honestly been okay with either of them going home.
Yeah. So Peta and Jason were eliminated. I was really upset because
You like Peta?
I love Peta, and so I was really upset. But who do you think, based on this week alone, which I know is not much, but based on this week alone, who do you think is going to take it home?
Charlie.
Okay. I think it might
based on
be
this
Charlie.
week, Charlie.
I don't want it to be Charlie because it's too easy.
I agree with you, but I think it's going to be Charlie.
I think Wayne is a huge contender.
I think he's going to be second.
I think it's going to be one of them. And then Daniel might be in that mix.
I'm thinking more
Or
Jordan Sparks or Shangela.
Oh, interesting.
Jordan Sparks, I think, has a thing.
I didn't, honestly, by the end of the night, I didn't remember Jordan Sparks even danced.
Me too. Yeah, me too. But I think top 5, Charlie, Wayne. I'm going to miss someone. Charlie, Wayne, Shangela. Who did I just say?
Charlie, Wayne, Shangela.
No, but who was the other? Jordan.
Jordan.
And then Daniel. I think those are the top 5.
I agree. I think that's going to be the top 5.
Am I missing anybody?
I think maybe Heidi might sneak in there.
Heidi, because of the fan base. I think that's the only reason why.
Yeah. And Vinny, what do you think about Vinny?
I just got to give him a second.
I don't know why. I think the judges have it out for him.
His dance wasn't that good. Like, his dance wasn't.
No, it wasn't. But it definitely didn't elicit the response Len had for him.
But he also just was not very nice to anybody.
No. He was especially mean to Vinny.
No, I agree. I would
because I think after Vinny went, I think they pulled him aside and they were like, "Yo, you gotta chill."
I think Vinny. So I feel like we got to see what he does next week first, and then
I think I really went into this thinking, "Oh, Vinny's gonna be in the top 5, 100%. Like he's gonna pull it out." And
if the fan base is as
because
strong,
of the fan base, that's exactly what I thought.
That's only going to be the reason he's going to go farther because of his fan base. But I don't think he's going to be able to get high enough scores that his fan base offsets that amount at some point. I think he's going to last a couple weeks, in my opinion. But if he gets in the bottom 2, I think he's out.
Oh yeah. We'll see. What do you think of the new theme next week? Because it's a theme we've never seen before. It's Elvis week next week.
Can't say I know that many Elvis songs. Obviously, I'm 24 years old, so I'm not listening to Elvis every day. But how many types of Elvis can you have?
That's what I'm wondering. I could see them doing it later in the year, later in the season.
15 dances of Elvis? That's a lot of Elvis.
All dressed like Elvis too?
That's just a lot of Elvis.
A lot of white costumes.
I know Elvis is iconic and all of that, but 15 dances of just Elvis.
I don't know, man.
I wish it was
when there was
10
all brand new themes, Elvis, and I was like, Elvis.
You're who chose Elvis? First of all,
what?
And I know he has some very famous songs. There's gonna be a Jive to Hound Dog, 1,000%. I cannot even think of another Elvis song. Oh, but he's falling. Does he have? He sings the "Can't Help Falling in Love with You" song, doesn't he? Yeah. So someone's gonna be a slow dance to that song. Anyway.
I heard it and I was like, what? What? You might as well have just done a decades theme.
That would have been nice too. I wish they announced more than just next week's, because I feel like Elvis doesn't get me excited. But if you said Elvis, then something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something more exciting. I would have been like, oh, cool.
Well, they're going to have Halloween.
They're going to have Disney Week, of course. Now, especially they're on Disney Plus.
Last year they had it really early. They had it week 3. So
I think people like it.
Yeah. I don't know what else they're going to do.
Christmas at the end, probably.
Probably.
or holiday themed.
Probably. Are they gonna go all the way to Christmas? Are we gonna last that long?
No, they don't. They usually end right before Thanksgiving.
That's what.
So it's like usually like holiday like bringing in the holiday season type situation.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
Because they always do a Halloween.
I don't know what other themes is gonna happen. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right. Well, that is the show, guys. That's the recap on week 1.
Well, hour and 45 minutes later.
That's the recap on Dancing with the Stars. Are you gonna watch next week, Gina? Are you intrigued?
Well, I'm not. Why would I not watch?
I don't know.
Honestly, I solely watch these types of shows. I want to know who wins. That's literally. I'm like, I need to know who wins.
Me too. And I always fall off in the middle of the season.
Me too.
And then that's why I'm like doing this, because maybe it'll keep me motivated. Because then I won't have such like strong opinions, or I'll have stronger opinions and maybe be more like, oh, they actually did deserve to win, unlike my opinions on last year. But
yeah.
Anyway, so thank you so much for coming on. You don't have a YouTube channel, and I don't know how forward you are about your Instagram, but
private anyway. So
yeah, I was gonna say, but this is my best friends. You guys see her all the time. And will you be joining us next week?
Yeah, sorry, I had to look at my calendar on the wall. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, awesome. If any of you guys who are watching or have been watching, thank you for watching this long, if you made it this far.
There's no
make
way
sure
to watch
you
this
tune in. Make sure you tune in next week to catch our recap on next week. I don't know if there will be an elimination since they eliminated the first week out.
I think they're eliminating every week.
I think they're just going at it. What if they did a double elimination already?
No, they're gonna wait like 3 more weeks, I think. Mm-mm. Get like they would need like the double eliminations for like the middle average people that they just like.
Yeah, that people are tired of seeing and just. Joseph.
Probably.
Probably he'll be one of the double elimination E's. But yeah, so up on my channel, because you guys are here, you're here, and it's this. Up on my channel, we have, as soon as I get my life together, I promised yesterday, if you didn't catch my Teacher's Corner, I will release my classroom tour, hopefully on Monday. I'm gonna say it's Monday, and I'm just gonna make it happen. And then coming up in October, I have a lot of content I've been saving for October. I got some Halloween pins. I got a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween video. We got some Run Disney stuff coming up on the Doggy. Nelson, he's a star. We got some Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween video coming up for you guys. You can see how I almost got trampled by Sully.
You probably
the highlight of my week. And then I saved the kid from getting trampled by Sully and ruining his life forever and being scarred. But yeah, so you get to see all of that. And then we also have, of course, Teacher's Corner in October. We talk about work-life separation in teaching and just work in general. So if you have any other ideas, any other live streams you'd like to see, if you'd like me to do some react videos, I have a few things I'd like to maybe do a react to. So let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for you guys watching. Make sure you like and you subscribe. And as always, have a magical day, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.